Das sind dann 51,9% plus 48,9%. Qualitätswein ist das Resultat komplexer mikrobiologischer Vorgänge. Diese Hefezellen sind es, die...
Saki.
Hm? Zu trocken? Wirklich? Diese toxischen, die sind wirklich sperrig. Na gut, was soll's. Komm.
Ja.
For the production of enjoyable wines, different yeast species are important during fermentation. Grape berries are the natural habitat of yeast cells. Different yeast types can be identified. The genus Saccharomyces are the real winemakers, so to say. The genera Pichia and Hansenula, we call them the less beneficial yeasts. Moderate commitment to the fermentation process is shown by the genera Hansenaspora, Clochera and Mechnikovia. And here we see the very unwanted killer yeasts. Their presence in high concentrations stops fermentation and results in bad wine quality. Prior to the grape harvest, the enologist checks the grape quality. Knowledge and experience of the complex wine production process is of great importance for the resulting wine quality. Not all yeast cells are harvested along with the grape harvest. Some fall to the ground, where they overwinter. They will be splashed or blown back onto the grapevines the following year due to wind and rain. They have no idea what's coming next. Grape pressing is the next step after the grape harvest, often done by whole cluster pressing to avoid the release of bitter-tasting compounds. The pressing process is started. Pressing releases the grape juice, also called grape must. Grape stems and seeds are left behind in the press. Sulfate is added to the grape must to inhibit the growth and development of harmful microorganisms. Bacteria and yeasts both find their way into the press. Sulfite kills most of the bacteria and non-Saccharomyces yeasts, and for a short time also inhibits the reproduction of useful Saccharomyces yeasts. The grape must is pumped into barrels or tanks. After clarification or settling, the fermentation can begin. But there, everything is different. Living conditions for yeasts have changed completely. Sun and air are absent and replaced by a liquid. How can they survive under these conditions? Sachi tries not to panic. The fermentation process starts with the breakdown of must sugar. Yeast cells metabolize glucose and fructose into ethanol, carbon dioxide, and numerous aroma compounds. Not all of the different types of yeasts present are equally enthusiastic. Some of the non-Saccharomyces yeasts are very weak fermenters. Sachi, on the other hand, has a clear plan and is pushing the fermentation process on with determination. Others, like Mechanikovia, are willing to do their job with moderate intensity. Killer yeasts, however, sabotage the process wherever they can. In the course of the fermentation, oxygen and nutrients decrease and are then highly contested. Killer yeasts are still a great danger. They secrete substances that dramatically reduce the fermentation activity of Saccharomyces yeasts. This results in bad wines. Saccharomyces yeasts, the most important winemakers, must regain the upper hand to ensure good quality wine. High concentrations of Saccharomyces yeasts can be achieved very quickly when cultured yeasts are added. With the help of these added yeasts, wine producers have a direct impact on the production of fruity, high-quality wine. The ideal fermentation temperature for white wine production lies between 15 and 18 degrees Celsius. If the temperature gets too high, the situation can become dangerous. Yeasts speed up the production of carbon dioxide and ethanol. In a short space of time, too much alcohol is produced, affecting yeast stability. In order to check the fermentation performance, samples are taken regularly. Sugar concentration can easily be measured. The more the yeast ferments sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide, the less sugar there is in the must. Alcohol is what we want in wines, of course, but if there's too much, then we know what happens next day, don't we? The decrease of the sugar concentration over time gives direct information about the activity of the fermenting yeasts. Too much alcohol not only affects the wine and the wine drinker, but also poses a danger for the yeasts. Experienced enologists regulate the fermentation temperature to control yeast activity. To avoid high alcohol concentrations, the temperature is lowered. This helps the yeasts regain their energy. By high temperatures, the yeast cells would evaporate and thus underperform. Temperature regulation is a question of experience and intuition. If the temperature drops, yeast cells slow down their metabolism. If the temperature is too low, the yeast cells stop doing their job. Extreme cold or heat can even kill the yeast cells. Regular checks of smell and taste of fermenting musts are extremely important factors to check the aroma development. Therefore, samples are taken on a regular basis and critically tasted. Bad smells or off flavours are very often caused by poor nutrient supply to yeast cells. Lack of nutrients destabilizes the regulation of metabolic activity. Fermentation salts like diammonium hydrogen phosphate support the yeasts. Only undisturbed sugar fermentation guarantees the synthesis of desirable fermentation flavors, and this is what wine consumers like: aromatic and well-balanced wines. In the second half of the fermentation process, when sugar concentration has dropped and ethanol production has increased significantly, the yeast population gradually dies off. Only the powerful Saccharomyces yeasts keep on working, yet also with decreasing power. This dangerous and challenging adventure is what yeasts experience each and every year. Yeasts are definitely superheroes. Their behaviour and activity has a tremendous impact on wine quality, resulting in positive or negative wine aromas. Comprehensive vineyard management, taking care of vines and grapes, all these challenging tasks of grape production must be fulfilled to create a world in which yeasts can achieve their wonderful work. But that's another story.